Howdy, y'all. Hey, listen, man, like I already said, we're back in our homes. I got my mats back out again. And the reason I do this is for you to understand that, man, you're at home, I'm at home, and you can make it happen. You can make it work, okay? I started out with some, like the beginning of this thing, for some of you guys that don't know, we started out with just some basic mats from Home Depot. You can get them for 20 bucks. Pop them together. They were going to last you for the week. It's not going to be a problem at all. All right, and we're only going to be in home for this portion of the week, starting that back up probably next Tuesday or Wednesday is when we'll be back at the academy again. Yeah, after we get everything cleaned up and disinfected. We got guys, like I said before, hazmat suits coming out. It's going to be fun. I'm going to like put one on myself. All right, but it's going to be we're going to clean everything up, make everything happen, get everything cleaned up for you guys. But at home, what you can do, of course, is get these. Or you can work on your carpet, you can work outside if you'd like, if you got some little puzzle mats, or if you made the investment into some good mats. I know Ava and Nima turned their kind of garage into a cool little dojo thing, and Cam and Tyler did too. And so and some other people did too, so that's pretty cool. And you guys have that too available to you, so no big deal, all right? But the reason I did this is because you get to see that, you know, got a couch here, got my piano here. This is kind of our family room and music room. Josiah's drums are right in front, so you might hear the cymbals. Yeah, exactly. You guys, some of you guys have been with us the last 2 months when we were at home. You heard this all the time, okay? And our kitchen's behind us. Lisa's cooking some really cool, good food. It's gonna make it hard for me to focus, but it's all good. All right, and so all of this stuff going on, you might see Josiah or Lisa walk through, a Gypsy run on the mat, my little dog, little Maltese. And just so you know that it can happen at home, okay? So hey, here's what we're gonna do. Like I said before, we're going to go through our accommodations that we did last week so you can have them on video. So it's a pretty cool little thing. It's fresh in your mind. You can see how that works. And then I'm going to go through and do all the solo drills and break those up, okay? If I get ahead of that game, because that's going to take me some time over the next few days, so I won't have time to record classes, but it's something that needed to be done anyway, because I promised that I was going to get those to you, and so I am going to get those to you. And so that would be a good reminder of things that you can do on your own at home, okay? A lot of the solo drills that we do for jiu-jitsu, for judo, for striking, and for wrestling. And so it's going to be a good mix of things for you each day that you can go through, okay? And you can pick and choose what you want to do. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just stuff that's available for you to do this week, okay? If we get ahead of the game a little bit, I might even be able to go back and do some of our other techniques that we've done in the last few weeks. I think the last 2 months that we've been back on the mat. But most everything that we've done over the last 2 months has just been reviewing what we did the prior 2 months, all right? So I can get my eyes on you so we get that technique taken care of and stuff like that. So that's going to be available. I think there's a couple of other things that are in there that I did not have. But if we have time, we'll make that happen. If not, it's no big deal. It's part of our rotating curriculum. You'll see it again, okay? Hey, so without any further ado, we're going to get started. Make sure that you take a few moments to warm up on your own. Actually, no, let's do a warm-up ourselves. I like that. That's a great idea because I need to work out myself too. All right, so let's get it going. Ready? Here we go. From attention position. And you guys should have already done your student creed. And we're going to just do some jumping jacks. That sounds good to me. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. Good on your backs. Ready, and right over lefty, left over righty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Push-up position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Back up, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Good. Back in your backs again. All right, here we go. Sitting up. And we're going to work these great exchange, Russian twists, whatever we call them. But the reason I like the great exchange mentality of it is that it really focuses on if I had something to pick up and put it down, that's what I'm doing. I have to look at what I'm picking up, putting it down, rather than just kind of throwing your hands around. So back, here we go. 10, elevator, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. All right, push-up position. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. All right, both feet out front. Excuse my puny push-ups. Bad elbow, bad shoulders. So ignore my form. All right? Trying to make them still happen. That's important. Stay moving as much as you can. Good. Bring your left leg in. When you're static, motionless, you become a good target. A target for others, a target for the bad things in life come your way, target for just life in general to take over on you, all right? Switch to the other side. I know it's a sobering thought, and I know this, we got our kids in this class too, teens and adults, but the reality is, without becoming, Debbie Downer here, is that the moment that you're born, yeah, you're living, and you got a great future ahead of you, bring your feet together, purpose, all that stuff. But the moment you're born, you're actually starting to die again, right? Because it's just the nature of the world, right? The nature of the components of science and things of that nature, the way it works, biology, is that oxygen, of course, makes what we're made of begin to break down and degenerate, all right? So bring the right leg behind you. And that's why it's important that you stay moving, be a good steward of your life, all right? Stay healthy, stay exercising, keep pushing forward, all right? Really important, okay? And so right here, go take that right leg back, just like this. And so the health of what you have actually helps you to stave off a lot of things. And when things do hit you, switch to the other side, like the cold or flu or whatever, you tend to actually recover much faster if you're a healthy individual and you've taken care of yourself and you've stewarded your life properly and your immune system is strong, all right? And so we encourage you all the time to be whole and healthy individuals. And whole, of course, stretch that leg out behind you, means that you're a person of integrity, all right? Your integrity is complete. Everything is in its place and doing what it's supposed to do, all right? Functioning and producing success in your life, all right? So whole of integrity, and your character, of course, reflects that. We talk about that all the time. Reflection points in our life, all right? Mirroring back and forth to tell if something is intact or doing what it's supposed to do. And your integrity helps to make you a whole, complete person, but healthy too, all right? Bring that right leg in front. That's why we say we develop whole and healthy individuals, all right, who know how to live life on purpose and never quit. And we want you to be healthy. We really focus on them. We talk about in our student creed, so it's the other side, that we have complete victory in life through what? Through clean living, all right? Clean living basically means making right choices, all right? And doing the right thing, all right? Eating the right foods, making healthy choices, having a clear, clean mind, having good lifestyle choices. All those things help us to have victory in our life, all right? And that's very important. And healthy living, being able to exercise, all those things is super important. Hold your legs up, please. And elbows down. And that's why we really put that pressure on you to really push forward, all right? We don't want to put enough pressure to break you, but we want to put enough pressure on you to fine tune you, all right? It's like we talked about that before with that guitar. Over to the right side. The only way a guitar can make good music if there's the right amount of pressure on it. If there's no pressure on a guitar, those guitar strings sound horrible, all right? They don't even make good sound, all right? To the other side. And so that's why, again, it's important that you really, press forward in life, all right? Persist and persevere, get you through all those rough seasons to enjoy the good seasons, okay? Good, let's bring that left leg over just like this. Reach through, grab the knee, and back. Switch to the other side. Stay moving, stay moving. We'll talk about that. And at my age, with all the surgeries I've had and all that stuff, man, it's so important. And the minute I stop moving, I start feeling it right away. And drop your knees down just like this here. So my father-in-law, Kiyoshi Ujeda, you guys know Kiyoshi. He's my instructor in, of course, the Jukido, the striking side of things, and one of my regional judo instructors. And, he's the example of that, taught me that a long time ago. Switch to the other side. And of course, Sensei Model. You see him too, Sensei Zeddy Model, my judo instructor as well. 75 years old, still on the mat, doing randori training. That's important. Stay moving, stay in motion. Keep pressing forward. A lot of times when you feel sick or you feel tired, you don't want to do anything. And that's kind of like a trick. Put your knees in, grab the other elbows, let your body plays on you. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything, I want to rest. And then of course you start becoming sedentary and you stop moving, you stop working. And a lot of times when you're sick and not feeling well, when you exercise your way through it, it actually helps. I'm not saying you do that all the time, you have to use wisdom, of course. But man, that exercise and motion gets those endorphins and immune systems boosted, and man, you start rocking. So always remember, push through, press through. Bring your feet behind you, place them on the mat. All right, remember here, so Tanner, when you're coming over here, I know Tanner, you're pretty new with us, make sure you touch this ear to your shoulder, really important, okay? And then you roll backward over the other shoulder. So if I'm looking at you right now, it's because my ear's on this shoulder, so I'm gonna roll backwards over the other shoulder, all right? So I come here, roll back, and put your hands on the mat, hips down, point those toes. Nice little cobra stretch here. Good, bring the knees in, stretch your arms to the front, sit back, pull your heels all the way, hips all the way down to your heels. Grab the floor and try to open your fingers up and pull the floor towards you. Awesome. Take your right hand out to the side, put your left hand down, look up to that left side, and then try to pull the floor across to you. Switch it to the other side. Awesome job. Come on up. Good. Take the right hand, pull it over your shoulder and pull. And switch to the other side. Good. And bring the hand up behind you. Switch to the other side. Good. Rotate the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the other direction. 5, 2, and 1. Good job. Come on up. All right, so we talked about this week the combinations that we worked off of the jab, okay? Leading with the jab. And we have little sets and layers of strikes that we do and combinations that we do, and they're built on a layering principle, okay? And the principle means that principle is something, of course, that doesn't change, all right? It always works for you or against you, no matter how, actually where you place yourself in it. So, like, for instance, we talk about this all the time, gravity. Gravity works for us while we're standing here because it keeps me on the ground. But if I walked off the roof of like a 20-story building, gravity's going to work against me really fast, all right? Unless there's some sort of alteration to the principle, and then at that point in time, another principle comes into play, like the principle of lift. So if I jump off and I've got like a parachute or glide or something like that, it kind of helps to let me go out and safely get down, right? So those kind of things, right? But a principle, and that's why we teach here at the Academy, a lot of what you teach is principally based. That's why there's not a lot of like, yeah, we have our tests and evaluations, but there's not a lot of like line item curriculum to moving forward, because a lot of the line items in the curriculum kind of work differently for different types of people. You have big, tall people, you have bigger, stronger people, you have smaller, faster people, so on and so forth. And so they might apply a technique, or they might not even use that particular technique because it doesn't work for them and their body style. They might try and do it a little bit differently or just do something altogether different, okay? And so that's why we really teach principally based, and that's why we actually look, when we look for you moving forward in rank, we look for your application of what you've learned, all right? And the understanding of the principles, okay? Understanding, like, in order to sweep somebody, I've got to like remove one of the 3 points of base that they have. I've got to off balance them, get underneath them, so I have the principle of lift, and then be able to roll them over to the other side. So I'm always working to be able to upset those types of things and apply those principles. How I get that done? It gets done, all right? Arm lock, same thing. An arm lock is an arm lock, and I can use my nose to arm lock somebody, all right? And so how I make the arm lock happen is applied by the principle of leverage, applying in a fulcrum point right here, on this point here, and controlling the body, and there I have my arm lock, okay? So the principle is a very important thing. So the jab principle helps us to understand this. The principle of the jab helps me to understand distance and range, okay? So I'm able to identify that, all right? Also, it controls the distance too. I'm able to control distance to keep somebody away from me, all right, for the most part. And it also sets other things up, all right? The jab helps me to set other things up, okay? So the jab is a very important thing, and I want to make sure I use it properly. We talked about how the jab works. I make sure I get my body behind the jab. I turn, all right? My hips and pivot and come over, snap, shoulder pops up. I turn the punch over, elbow pops straight, first 2 knuckles coming out. Boom, and then when I come out with the jab, I'm also moving my hips slightly out of center line. I'm keeping this hand up, elbow inside, so we're inside fighting stance. So let's try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, you guys did that last week. So now we're going to apply the principle of a combination. When we put that combination together, I want to make sure that it's together, all right? I'm not separating that, all right? A combination just is a combination, all right? So I come out, and I'm working using this as a setup to be able to come and throw out the cross punch. The cross punch, remember that I pivot, make sure I'm not over committing on the pivot, putting way too much weight on this front leg here, because then this leg, of course, now becomes a stationary target. All my weight's on it, somebody could leg kick me, single leg takedown, all that kind of good stuff. So I don't want to over commit to that. So when I come in, I'm turning and just, again, getting the power behind it and pivoting, but enough to be able to recover too, keeping the weight into the balls of the feet. So I turn over, first 2 knuckles coming out right here, okay? You know what? I'm supposed to be backwards, my bad. All right, so here we go. So this is my right hand. I know for all you GT guys, you're like, but Mr. Haven, when you say left, that's your right. I'm doing this backwards, so I'm kind of like a mirror to you, okay? So just ignore the fact that I say right hand or left hand, and it's my right hand, because this hand, when you're looking at the screen, is going to be your left hand. So my apologies. Here we go. Ready? We're coming out with jab, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when we come out, this guy goes out to work. He's on his way back home. And I pivot, and this guy comes out. Remember, this hand comes up, elbow comes back in. My head goes out of center line on this side over here. I'm not overly ducking way out of the side right here, because that sets up for round kicks and things of that nature. I'm staying covered, staying defending, and the hips turn, weights forward again. First two knuckles, elbows turned over, shoulders up, really snapping it out, right? Turning that punch over. So we come back. So 1 and 2, all right? So think about this. We talked about this here. If I throw the jab right here and I'm able to connect without moving my feet, then I'm also in range. I'm in this pocket range. We talked about emotional fighting. If I'm inside, I punch somebody, they punch me back, then I can get mad. We can see who's the toughest guy. Emotional fighting is not good fighting, right? Emotional sparring is not. Emotional competition is not. We want to be technical and allow our emotions to help us, but make sure that we have composure and can apply the technique properly. All right, composure is the ability to think clearly when you're under pressure. So in order to close this gap, look at my foot here. So I'm at the bottom of the screen right there. When I come in, notice I covered that distance there, okay? So when I come in, I'm going to, when I pop this out, the jab lands at the same time that my foot lands and I'm rooted, which allows me to pivot now and land the cross, okay? Or I can just throw the jab, like a step jab. I can come here, I'm moving, I come out, and then come back again. And step jab and back again, right? If I do a step jab, I want to angle out to the side a little bit when I'm done, okay? And I don't want to just turn to the side like this, all right? I want to actually angle back and away. So if I'm just moving here, all right? And just jabbing, coming out and getting out of the line of attack, okay? So now when I throw the cross, I'm going to come out, jab, cross, okay? Now when I'm done with this jab cross, I'm going to clear. So when I clear, I'm going to come put my hand in here, get on the horse, get on the phone, and angle out, okay? Just like this here. We talked about the fact that when we get off to the side here, I'm in a great position, jab cross, to be able to come up and throw another counter jab, striking off the break, right? A lot of people tend to want to try to throw that too, coming out the cross, but what happens, we talked about it last week, I'm actually in a bad position to be able to throw the two because of their body position, which makes it easy for them to move and to counter that with me, all right? So I'm pretty vulnerable here. When I throw the jab, it helps me to be able to close that distance and working on the two. So that's why, again, the jab is something that we just throw a lot. We throw the counter jab, throw it off the brakes, throwing it coming in, moving to the side. The jab is something that we're always working, all right? We talked about it with the kids, said jibba jabba, jibba jabba. We're always working that jab, okay? So we're working that clearing principle when I come in, jab cross to the side, right? And I clear. But from there, I don't want to just clear. If I have to, of course I can. I want to be able to set some other things up too, okay? So when I come off here, jab cross, clear, jab cross again, and then we can set, okay? But the principle, of course, is that we want to focus on is the clearing on the angle out, okay? So let's go through the first combination now that we did last week. Of course, is the jab, then the jab cross, and then the jab cross round kick. So let's try it. Ready? No moving, just jab, jab cross, jab cross clear, jab cross round, and then back. All right, let's try that again. Ready? Jab, jab cross clear. I'm sorry, jab cross. Let's do it again. Jab, jab cross, jab cross clear, clear, jab cross round. Good, all right? So now, we're gonna work the step jab. So the step jab comes in, ready? Step jab, good. Step jab cross, step jab cross clear, step jab cross round. And then here, hands up all the time, okay? Let's try that again, ready? Step jab, step jab cross, step jab cross clear, step jab cross round. So 1, 2, 8. Very good, okay? So then we talked about the fact that when I'm doing that step jab, I can use that to set up things. We talked about this principle before. We really dwelled on it and really delved into it when we were at home on the videos before, back in March and April and May, and that is conditioning the response, right? When I'm doing the step jab and clearing, I'm also paying attention to what my friend is doing. If they're actually flinching, if they're dropping their hands, if they're moving, if they don't do anything, and I'm trying to set something up according to what they do. So I can condition the response so I know what I am able to do next, okay? It's like what I talked about before. If I know that you're going to do something, then I'm ahead of you before you do it. Because I know you're fixing to do it and I can anticipate that, and then I can actually do a response to what you're doing, and it makes my response faster, actually almost like a reaction, which we talked about before. A reaction is an action with no thought really preceding it. A response is an action that has a thought that precedes it. And most of the time our reactions are bad when we first start martial arts, right? And then we actually have to slow it down, really work to see how it works so we can make a good response to what's happening, and then do it so many times that it becomes a reaction again. So the way I can speed that process up or get ahead of that is to do something that I know that you're going to do, so I can be ahead of you, so I can already have my response ready to go, okay? So I'm conditioning a response out of you, right? So that step jab a lot of times does that. And when I do this step jab, and you see this motion of me moving forward and the hand coming out, it kind of makes it hard to see what the feet are doing, okay? And so when I do this motion, my body comes forward and the jab is coming. Instead of this leg stepping, I'm going to now step with this leg, all right? So when I step with this leg, I step outside the foot, the lead leg, because now we are switch stances, so that means his foot's going to be in front right over here. And Coach Zarek, I don't have my shoes here, but he had a really cool way of showing that little drill by putting the shoes down on the mat. That was a pretty cool idea. I don't have that right now, my apologies. But the foot would be right there. I step outside the foot. Anyway, so I come here, I step jab, and then this foot that's right next to me, I'm going to take this leg, and it's like sweep, all right? Ashi harai. But we talked about the fact that it's almost like a soccer kick. I come inside and right here, like I'm kicking with the inside of my foot, kicking all the way to the end. I'm like coming here, all right? Trying to come in. So when I do this jab, I'm coming out, jab, and sweep that foot, all right? So when I sweep the foot, the reason I do that is because when I step forward on the jab, what do? They lean back a little bit, get their head out of the way. They might try to slip it. They might move back, whatever. But the foot becomes light in the front. It makes it easy to pick up, all right? I'm not looking to sweep to take them down, remember that. I'm just looking to connect with their foot, to lift the leg a little bit, to get them off balance a little bit and think about that foot. Even if the foot doesn't come up, I really am going to connect to it and stay connected. Doesn't matter if the foot moves or not. I'm going to use that leverage of my leg here to really reset and throw the two, all right? And remember, we talked about it with the kids too. Remember, guys, that we talked about the fact that you might not have all the big muscles that all the big guys got right now because you're still growing, but an accurate strike for you is going to do more than a powerful muscle-bound strike is going to do. So if you hit right behind the ear, it's going to produce some very, very specific results if you hit correctly and you hit hard enough, all right? And that is going to be able to like make somebody disoriented or even knock them out, all right? And that's going to give you the ability to get away. Now remember, in self-defense, we talk about this, the fact that we don't want to hit first because a strike is something that you cannot take back. So it's better to try to say, hey, get away, try to disengage, de-escalate, all those types of things. But if you ever need to strike, we want to make sure that you know that you have to strike accurately. Accuracy is the beginning of excellence, doing the right thing, the right time, the right way, the right method. Accuracy, all right? Specific weapon, specific target. So we're striking right behind the ear. So we're stepping out here. We're in our fighting stance. Step over here, jab. We're going to kick here, sweep, and then turn and cross punch, okay? Let's try it again. Step jab, sweep, cross punch, all right? And again, step jab, sweep, cross punch. Very good, okay? Now let's go back to the first one. Ready? Here we go. Jab, jab cross, jab cross round. Good. We forgot the jab cross clear, but we'll get that in a second. Ready? We're going to step jab. Step jab cross, step jab cross clear, and step jab cross round. Good. Step jab with the other. So it's a switch step jab with a sweep cross. There we go. Good. Now the step jab, switch step jab, which actually turns into a cross, but it's still switch step jab because I was throwing with this hand when I step. They step back. The foot's not there to sweep anymore. Remember last week? We talked, it was like, whoop, no foot. So what do I need to do? I need to pivot, which is going to turn it into a round kick. Inside leg round kick. So I step jab and inside leg round kick. Now I turn, cross punch, and then I throw the outside leg round kick on this side, okay? So we're hitting on the inside of the knee and then the outside of the knee here, okay? So here we go, ready? Step jab, inside leg round kick, cross punch, outside leg round kick. Let's go again, ready? Step jab, and again, ready? We're here, step jab, hands up. Cool, all right? So let's go back all the way to the beginning, ready? Here we go. Jab, jab cross, jab cross clear, jab cross round. Good job, here we go. Step jab, step jab cross, step jab cross clear, step jab cross round. Good. Switch step jab, sweep cross. Switch step jab, inside leg round, cross, outside leg. So switch step 1, 7, 2, 8. Ready? Let's go. There you go. Cool. All right. Then we added 2 more. Okay. We're here. Now we're going back to the step with the front leg. On this one, I'm going to step forward to the outside when I jab. Right here. So I'm stepping, and I'm really not trying to telegraph my body turning, okay? Really important. I do this here, and I just turn the foot, a jab, here, all right? So when I do this here, I'm going to come here, turn, and their body's right open, like it's flat right here, which allows me to turn, lift up my leg just like this, keep it chambered, and come all the way around. It's like that sledgehammer of a hook punch when we do. The whole body, it's coming in, the whole body is hitting on that spin back kick. I'm not extending my leg. I'm turning and just popping right here, all right? So we step jab across and spin right there. You can extend right now for the kick just to go through it to make you feel better. All right, because again, if they do move back, you would extend, but I'm not counting on that. I'm counting on them being there. So when I come across, and again, ready? And let's go. And again, ready? Let's go. Good. So let's go back to the first one. Jab, jab cross, jab cross clear, jab cross round. Ready? Now, that was a 1, 2, 8. Now, step jab. Step jab cross. Step jab cross clear. And step jab cross, round, 1, 2, 8. Good. Now, switch step jab, sweep, cross. Now, switch step jab, inside leg round, cross, outside leg. So, switch jab, 1, 7, 2, 8. Good. Now, offset step jab, spin back kick. Coolio. All right. Last one. You guys ready for it? Here we go. Last one. We're going to be coming out. It's going to be this offset step jab, but to the other side. Here, I'm stepping wide. All right. Stepping way to the outside here because their body is facing me here, and I want to be able to step across, spin back fist here, okay? So I'm stepping here, step to the outside, jab. I throw the cross. If I hit on the cross, awesome. If I miss on the cross, no big deal. Not worried about it because my ultimate strike is the one that I'm working on. That is the thing about striking. I'm not throwing like attrition, try to hit you 8 times, hoping I hit you once. I'm looking for the one shot. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm really focused on being accurate with that shot, using everything else to set it up. If I hit you along the way, that's awesome. If I don't, I'm not too worried about it because I'm still focused on the one, right? So when I come here, I'm stepping, still jabbing. I am trying to connect with this one. This one, not so much. I'm using it to help me get around. If I hit you, it's not a problem. I'm stepping and striking at the same time. Then I turn, locate my target, and then spin back fist here. Just coming out. When I throw a spin back, this is important. I don't straighten my arm all the way, all right? I want my elbow to be bent. So when it comes out, it's bent like this. Let me use this so you can see. When I throw, my arm should be about like this here, all right? Turn, and I strike with the back fist. I don't want my arm hyperextended here, like this on the back fist. If I miss, I'm gonna end up hurting myself, all right? Really important, all right? So I'm gonna come out just like this here, okay? So, we're coming out, off step jab, cross, locate the target, spin back fist here, all right? And get back in your stance again. Ready? Offset jab, cross, spin back fist. If they're close to you and they didn't move back off of the cross here, then what would I do? Exactly. Turn, spinning elbow, all right? Let's try that one. Ready? 1, 2, elbow, and then you come back the other way too. Pretty cool, yeah? All right, so that was like a secondary to that. So let's start at the beginning. Ready? Here we go. Jab, jab cross, jab cross clear, jab cross round, 1, 2, 8. And you kick to the leg on that too, to the body or head, whatever's open. Step jab, step jab cross, step jab cross clear. 1, 2, 8, step jab. Ready? Good. Switch step jab, sweep, 2. Switch step jab, inside leg, cross, outside leg. So switch jab, 1, 7, 2, 8. Coming back. Now offset step jab, spin back. Off step to the inside. That was outside. Off step inside step jab, spin back fist. So coming out, offset, inside, 1, 2, spin back fist. And the elbow. There you go. Hey, I'm gonna go get some shoes. I'm going. Just so you can kind of see, this is a cool thing, like I said, Eric had. So we're here, right? So my friend will be right there. What's happening here is when I come inside, I jab, cross, still closed, all right? Jab, cross, clear. See how I move to the outside and away, all right? So that means when I go step, jab, clear, then I can jab again, right? Come out, step, jab, around, and then jab, cross again. Step, jab, around, pop, pop, to the leg. That's that outside leg that's in front, body opens, or to the head, okay? So when I step across here, I'm coming here. Step in, and then this one, I'm sweeping that foot. See how my foot comes across and connecting and pop, and then I come over, and then to the outside here, right on top of them. Their head would be right there, okay? And then when I come inside, they move far away off that step jab. Now it's an inside leg kick on that front leg, and then to the head, and then an outside leg kick here, okay? And then when I step to the outside here, step, jab, turn. See how my spin back kick comes right inside onto the body right here. See how my foot's in between their feet right here because I'm landing right inside the body. So if I was standing here, the kick will go right there, okay? And then when I do the offset on this side and step, I'm coming across the body, and then I turn, spin back fist right there. So if I was standing here inside the shoes, spin back fist comes in. Anyway, hope that made sense, all right? Hopefully it didn't confuse you anymore. But that's the actual combinations. So get this on video now. And so I know a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can remember all this. And again, I'm not asking you to remember this because again, the principle is just the step jab. Using the step to close the distance and the jab, okay? The jab is, of course, controlling the distance, understanding range, setting other things up. So it's focusing on the jab, and then, of course, the step jab. You can do a lot of different things off of the jab and the step jab. There's a lot of different things and combinations that you could throw. This just happened to be a few that we kind of layered in there for you. All right? If you can get creative with it, that's awesome. And guess where? You get to get creative is on the mats, all right? When we get back to the mats next week, that's our laboratory. Lab's back open again. We get to experiment, try to make things work, and try to see how it comes out and see how it pans out. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, hey, then we move on to the next technique. If it does, we might even have a new technique, a new combination that you come up with. That'd be exciting, okay? So the principle never changes though, and that's what we're really trying to focus on. Hey, don't forget that our wrestling now has been rescheduled. If we sent out an email to all those kids that have, of course, have been coming into the wrestling classes throughout the week and that have expressed interest in the wrestling camp, okay? But the wrestling camp has been rescheduled to August 10th. It's going to be 5 days. It's going to be from 9 until noon, all right? And we want you to take advantage of it if you're a kid. It's going to be for our academy. It's going to be 7-year-olds and up. Most 7-year-olds should be able to do it. If it's a 7-year-old that signs up and I'm like, I'll let you know. All right, but again, on that email, you need to email and sign up through Jill Ross, who is the athletic director for Gloria Deo Academy. I think the camp is $50 if I'm not mistaken. We're volunteering the academy, we volunteer our time. Those funds are going to help their program. It's not like we're trying to take a vacation off this or anything like that, all right? So we're just volunteering to make sure that we have everything available and volunteer our coaching experience and our coaches and staff to them, all right? This is the first year of getting the inaugural wrestling season going for Gloria Deo Academy. It's open to all homeschoolers, so if you're a homeschooler, you're more than welcome to be able to be attending that as well. You don't have to go to Gloria Deo Academy, you just have to wrestle for them, all right? And so it's just, but the homeschooling coalition, that's a really cool thing to be able to work with there, okay? If you're interested, I know Ava and Emma, you guys do awesome with that. You guys are homeschooling. Micah Maddox, I know you guys already signed up for the camp. The Modi family, you guys already signed up for that. The Rogers, same thing. So, and Mason Guerra, he signed up. So anybody else who wants to make that happen, contact Jill Ross. I'll forward her email address in this video email that we're sending out today. But it's been rescheduled for August 10th, all right? So if you're interested and you don't see her email address, you don't know where it's at, make sure you comment on the Google form. If you're doing this class for the first time, make sure you complete this video, very important. Submit when you're done. Click submit that I can give you credit for this class, okay? And you can leave a comment at the bottom of the page too, and I will see that comment. So if you're interested in the wrestling program, or the wrestling camp, should I say, make sure you leave a comment in there. We'll know about that and we'll get back to you, okay? And then what else is there? Like I said, next week we'll be back on the mat. Man, we appreciate everything, guys. Everything is going well. Everything's moving forward, and we're ready to get back on the mats next week. Taking a little break this week, getting everything back in order again, and we're going to continue next week. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your commitment. Appreciate your loyalty this season. And man, we're going to press through and get on the other side. Remember, persist to persevere, because persistence means I'm staying no matter what. I'm in this and I'm not moving. I'm persistent right here. I'm moving forward in purpose, moving forward in my destiny, moving forward to accomplish the things I've set to accomplish. And that persistence and that mindset of persistence is going to give you the ability to persevere. To persevere means to see your way through a severe situation. All right, and that's what's going to get us through the other side of this thing. And trust me when I tell you, we're going to get to the other side. We're going to be successful. We're going to be moving forward. We're going to be, of course, back full operational again in the future. And you will be too in your homes. Everything's going to be happening really well for us. And I wish you guys success and appreciate your ability to be able to stay with us and your desire to stay with us. And we appreciate you so much. I can't even say it enough and have the right words to express that. So remember, live life on purpose, never quit. We'll see you back next week for sure. Some more videos will be coming out throughout the week. God bless you guys. Have a great day.